Hey guys, it's Jill. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you all of the books on my physical TBR. I might also unhaul a few books, and then at the end, I'm going to share with you some of my reading goals for this year. I'll first start off showing you some of the books I got for Christmas. The first one I got is None of This Is True, which I don't usually read thriller too often, but I've just heard such amazing things about this one that I put it on my Christmas list, and I'm really excited to get this one started. And then I also asked for The Prison Healer, which I've heard kind of mixed things about. I'm pretty sure it's fantasy, but I'm also looking forward to see how I like that one. And then after Christmas, I went to the bookstore and I got 3 books there. So the purpose of me going, I really wanted Ruthless Vows, and I'm like halfway through right now, and I'm also doing a reading vlog on it. But yeah, that's the first one I picked out from the store. And then I also got Crown of Midnight, which is the 3rd book for me. Depending on the way that you read it, you can either read the novellas first or after this one, I think. But for me, I read the novellas first. So this is going to be the 3rd book of the Throne of Glass series for me. And I have such high hopes for the rest of this series. So far, the first 2 books that I've read, I really love them. So that one will be read shortly, and I'm excited to finish that whole series, definitely in the next few months. And then I got the first Crescent City book, and I am on page 36. I started this one, but I'm going to finish Ruthless Vows before I continue, and I wanted to get this because the 3rd and final, or is it the final book? I don't even know about that, but the 3rd book of this series is coming out at the end of this month, so I wanted to get the 1st and 2nd book read before the 3rd one comes out, and we'll see whether or not I'll be able to do it because these books are so massive, but hopefully I do have enough time to read those too. So for my book cart, there's 3 layers here, but I really only use the first one, sorry, the top one, for my unread books. The other 2 are books that I've read in the past, maybe like middle school or high school, that I want to at some point revisit, but I have read all of them. So I'll just be showing you this top tier here. But the next book on my TBR is The 7-Year Slip, which I got, I feel like, a few months ago because a lot of people were saying it's amazing. I think it was also like a Goodreads nominee for Best Romance, but I just didn't have the time to get to it, so I'm really looking forward to. I think this will be my first romance book that I read in 2024 probably. And then I have 4 books here that I have had for so long. They're honestly probably from middle school. And the first one is The Dreamers. I don't remember even ever starting this one, and it's really pretty short, as you can see, so I should honestly just binge this one day. The next book is The Book Thief, which I've tried so many times to read this. I don't know what it is, but I just cannot get into it. But the last time that I tried to read this was probably like 2 or 3 years ago. So I'm going to try this again because I've heard just such amazing things about this book and that it's so emotional and moving. So this year is the year that I will tackle that. Next I have Blackout, which I also believe that I started and didn't finish back in middle school. You can tell that it's old. It's like yellowed pages. I think it's kind of like that dystopian, you know, we all had that dystopian kind of phase back when we were younger. So based on that, I feel like I would like it. Then the last book from that pile is Not a Drop to Drink. This one I also started and didn't finish. I think this is also dystopian, but oh, I literally have my bookmark in here. I got to page 128 here. I feel like I used to start books and not finish them way more often than I do now. So that's the rest of that. And then starting off here, we have Always and Forever, Lara Jean. I think this is the 3rd book of this trilogy, so I do have to get the 2nd book because I've read the 1st book in 2023, and I mean, it was fine, but nothing crazy. But I do feel like I want to finish the trilogy, so I'll have to get the 2nd book at some point. Then I have The Girl on the Train, and I got this at the thrift store. It was probably like $6, and I haven't watched this movie either, but I've heard good things about both the movie and the book. So when I'm in a thriller mood, I'll definitely be sure to pick this one up. Next, I have this series, but I meant to get the 1st book of the series because I got all of these at the thrift store, but they didn't have the 1st book of the series, City of Bones. But because I haven't picked up that 1st book, I can't even touch any of the rest of these books. This is the Mortal Instruments series, and I've also heard really great things about this, so I hope to finish this whole series in this year. Next here we have Iron Flame, and I've honestly not heard great things about this. I've read some reviews on Bookstagram as well as people just talking on BookTube saying that it's kind of bad. However though, one of my friends who I feel like we have similar book tastes said that she liked this one even better than the first one, which I trust her opinion, so I feel like I will enjoy this one as well. And then I have here Too Late, which my sister let me borrow. I'm pretty sure it's a thriller, but I haven't been super motivated to pick this one up. But I'm pretty sure that my sister rated this one 5 stars, so it might be worthwhile to start. This next book, I feel like I might donate this one actually, because this is the trope which I was saying in my previous video that I realized I'm not a huge fan of, where it's practice dating and the guy is teaching the girl how to date and about relationships and stuff, which just doesn't do it for me. So I think I might actually donate this one. The next book I also got at the thrift store. It's Before I Fall, which I've seen this movie literally probably like 10 times with my one friend, and because I liked that so much, I feel like I'll also enjoy the book version of it. My mom let me borrow The Nightingale, which I feel like is such a mom book, but I've heard it's amazing and it's definitely a genre that I wouldn't normally pick up, so this is going to be kind of a challenge for me. The next book here is The Last Song, which I stole from my sister's room back at my family's house, and I also haven't been super motivated to read this one. I don't know if it's because I've just seen the movie so many times and I know what happens, but maybe in the summer or something this might be a good read. Things We Never Got Over is another book that my sister let me borrow, but I feel like I'm going to give it back to her just because the last Lucy Score book I wasn't super into. I think I rated it 3 stars. Her books are just so long and I'm just not sure if they're really for me. Also, I kind of know what happens in this book just because it's been out for a while and people have talked about it, so I'm gonna give this back to my sister. Then I have 2 books from the same author, the first one being Everything Everything, which I'm pretty sure I also took from my sister's bedroom, and I saw this movie. I don't really remember the ending or anything, but I'm interested to read the book and see how it is. I think both of these are YA as well, so they should be generally pretty easy to get through. And then the second one is The Sun Is Also a Star, and this one I really don't know that much about at all, so I just have to read it, I guess, to find out. This next book, 28 Summers, I don't even know why or where I got this, if I purchased it myself, if I thrifted it or what, but every time I look at this, unfortunately, I just don't have really much interest to pick it up. So I think I'm going to give it to my mom and see if she would like it, because I know Ellen Hildebrand, like a lot of moms enjoy those books. So I'm also going to put it in a pile there. And then the last book that I have on this TBR cart is Binding 13, which I've had for months at this point, but I'm a little bit scared to start it because it just seems so daunting. It's huge. And also I've heard that it's super emotional, but at the same time an amazing story, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. I'm pretty sure though you can't get the cover anymore with the people on it, so if I continue the series I'm going to have to get alternate covers, which is a little bit annoying, but I mean it's not that big of a deal. So those are all of the books on my physical TBR. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25 books on here. And then now I'm going to talk a bit about my goals for this year. So for the Goodreads challenge, I set my goal to 60 books this year, which I read 65-ish in 2023. So I feel like I'll definitely be able to meet that goal. And then my second goal is to get a Kindle and use that more often than my phone. Like a lot of people say, I feel like my screen time is kind of high. And also with the Kindle purchase, I feel like Kindle Unlimited has so many books to choose from for a pretty low price. It's about $10 a month, which is definitely better than if you get like all the paperbacks or the hardbacks of every single book that you read. So then I can just read a bunch of books, and then the ones that I truly love I can get the paperback or the hardback of if I choose to. Another good thing about Kindle is that there are so many indie authors and low-key books, so I feel like I'll have the opportunity to find some hidden gems there as well. My third goal is to try some more genres, and I'm interested in trying maybe kind of the science fiction genre, like Red Rising, those type of books, just because I do have a feeling that I might really love them. I've been lately really sticking to kind of romantasy or normal romance books, so it's good to branch out every once in a while. Then lastly, I want to use my Bookstagram more consistently because I've gone months without posting on my Bookstagram, which I honestly just find it difficult sometimes to make content for Instagram. I feel like sometimes Instagram, the pictures are just so perfect, and if I can't make pictures as nice, then I'm like, oh, what's the point? I shouldn't even try. But I mean, of course it's just for fun, and I'm not going to like stress myself out about it, but I do think it could be a nice challenge to kind of push myself with that. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I plan to do a video at the end of 2024 to see which books that I actually finished and see if I was able to get through this TBR pile, which I feel like I definitely will be able to. Let me know in a comment if you've read any of these books, or if you just have any thoughts. I would love to hear them. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more book content. I will see you in a new video coming soon. Bye guys!